What is going on, people? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Oh my God, I got so many different screens, so many different mouses. How is everybody doing? What's going on? People on TikTok, let me make this chat a little bit bigger so I can read this. Freaking blind. What are your takeaways from the Ravens preseason? I don't know. Definitely got some. How do I get this off my screen? Let's get this, put that there. I want to make this so I can read the chat. There we go. Okay, please tell me Stafford is okay. I don't know, man. Stafford's kind of going through it right now. I don't know if he's okay. I can't really, I can't be 100%, honest with you and tell you that he's okay. I don't know. But I do know that we're doing pause due to poor connection, reconnecting. I didn't even, give me 1 second, people. I wasn't paying attention to what's going on over on Instagram. Got to go back live over there again. Okay. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are doing a follower draft over on Underdog. We are doing a follower draft. So if you want to get into a league with me, head on over to Underdog Fantasy. I can't go live over on Instagram. The Wi-Fi is not good enough, so that sucks. Okay, so I guess we're going to live without that one today. I guess it's just TikTok and Twitch today. Okay, here's what you got to do. If you want to get into a draft with me, head on over to Underdog Fantasy, use code TCO, download the app, and once you do that, we are going to do a league. But what you need to do first is you need to go download Underdog. Once you're done downloading Underdog, tell me, and we can start this draft pretty shortly here. We can get this thing started. We can start pretty shortly. Let's see. Is there anybody out there who hasn't gotten into a league with me yet, who already has Underdog downloaded and is ready to get into a league with me? If you did, drop a yes in the chat. Drop a yes in the chat if you're ready to get into a draft with me. You've already downloaded Underdog. You already use code TCO. We see a yes. We see some yeses. We see some yeses out there. And you haven't been in a league already. We got plenty of yeses out there. Okay, I guess it's probably time for us to get into a draft then. Let me tell you what we're going to join. Let me find what we're going to be joining today over on Underdog. I'm waiting for it to load my location. And then I'm going to tell you what draft we're joining. Okay, well, all the good ones are full right now. That kind of sucks. That really blows. Damn, that really sucks. Okay. We might have to wait 1 minute. We might have to wait a minute. They still have not fixed their private draft thing yet, which is, gotta talk to them about that. But, we're still over here trying to get into drafts with you guys. Maybe we'll do a 10-person today. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a 10-person? Because all the 12 people are full. I don't really want to do a 10-person. I kind of want to do a 12-person, but the 12 persons are full. I want to do a 12-person. This kind of sucks. Let's see. Hopefully we can get into a 12-person here shortly. But in the meantime, if you haven't already, go download Underdog. Use code TCO when you sign up. That way you're going to get your first deposit match up to $1,000. And then we will be able to, shortly here we will be getting into a draft. Hopefully one of these two fills up here shortly, and a new one starts so that we are able to get into it, because I don't really see any other way that we can get into a draft right now unless we do a $25 draft, which I don't think anybody's going to want to do. So bear with me. We're going to get into a draft here shortly. How much is it to get in? Usually $3 or $5, hopefully one or the other. It's looking like it might be $5 to get into the draft. That's what it's looking like right now. That is where we are heading at the moment. It appears we are heading towards the $5 draft. Maybe a $3. Who knows? We'll see. We're going to start here shortly, though. Wait till we get a couple people in. How do I get in? Go download the Underdog app. You're going to have to download the Underdog app, and you're just going to have to be ready to join me. That's it. You're going to have to ready on up. What's my take on Micah Parsons? And if a trade happens, where do I think he will end up? I don't know, man. I don't know if Micah Parsons is going to end up getting traded. I think we're blowing a lot of smoke up each other's asses here. That's what I think. I think there's a lot of smoke getting blown up asses. And I don't know if he's going to get traded. If I put my money on it, it probably would not be putting money on it to get him to get traded. That was some bad grammar. That did not come out right. But we are going to be starting here in a second. In about a minute, I would say. I think we're going to get into a draft. We are waiting ever so patiently. In the meantime, make sure you head on over to Underdog. Use code TCO. download the app. And we're going to be getting into a league here shortly. So just, patience. Patience is a virtue. Oh, here we go. We're getting into a league. We are going to be in the $5 12-person league. $5, 12-person, over on Underdog. If you want to get into a league with me, we are the only team in there right now. We have 11 more spots. We are in the 12-person, $5 draft over on Underdog. Now we have 10 spots. Head on over there to the 12-person, $5 draft. That is what we are sitting in. If you want to get into a draft with me, we have 9 more spots. You got to go join the 12-person, $5 draft. 8 more spots. 8 more spots. Head on over to Underdog. 7 more spots. 7 more. If you want to get into a draft with me, head on over to Underdog, download the app, use code TCO, and join the 12-person $5 draft. There are 5 more spots, ladies and gentlemen. 4 more spots. 4 more spots. 3 more spots. We don't have much more room, ladies and gentlemen. We're running out of space. 2 more spots. We're running out of room. We don't know what to do. There's 2 more spots. 12-person, $5 draft. 12-person, $5 draft, 2 spots over on Underdog Fantasy. Use code TCO, 2 more spots. They're probably going to fill up here shortly. If you get in, you get in. If you don't, I am so sorry. But 2 more spots. Let's get in here. And if you've already joined a league, don't join again. Please, please get on out of here. Leave if you've already joined. Leave. Don't be here. We can't have multiple people doing this. You can't be doing multiple drafts. We got to leave space for the other people. If you've already been in, leave. Go let somebody else join. But we're in the 12-person, $5 draft. 12-person, $5 draft. There are 2 more spots over on Underdog Fantasy. Head on over there. 2 more spots under the 12-person, $5 draft. 12-person, $5 draft. Hopefully later this week we unlock private drafts. Hopefully they get private drafts up and working. That would be really nice. That would be great for the community. That'd be great for us. But right now, we still got 2 more spots. So if you want to join, go use code TCO. 1 more spot. 1 more spot. And we are getting into another draft. We've done so many drafts so far. Bang, it is full. It is full, ladies and gentlemen. We are full. If you didn't get in, something just went wrong. Try refreshing the page. That's not good. That ain't good. Okay, I'm in. Okay, if you didn't get into today's league, don't worry. It is perfectly okay if you didn't get into today's league because tomorrow we're going to be going live again. That's what we do. We go live every single day, Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. to get you guys into a draft with us. But it's okay. If you didn't get in, we'll be back again tomorrow doing this thing. But if you want to watch, head on over to Twitch. If you go over to Twitch at TCO Fantasy Show, we are currently sitting over there doing the draft. We're showing the draft over there. Can't show the draft on TikTok because it's hooked up to a different system. Can't show it. But if you head on over there to Twitch at TCO Fantasy Show, you will be able to watch the draft. If you follow, I will give you a shout out. We are going to be drafting from the 5th spot today. Pick 5. Donk. Pick 5. We're drafting from pick 5. Here we go. This is the earliest we've drafted so far. We're going to get one of the top 5 guys. That's fun. We usually don't ever get one of the top 5 guys. But who's in here? Let's see. David Dantu. That's a new one. McDan. I don't know McDan. Dashu. J. Rudy. Old Bay. B. Scrugg. Fertapack. Pat Simp. JRK. I remember some of these names. I don't know if I've been in leagues with them before or what, but I do remember some of these names. But anyways, if you didn't get in, head on over to Underdog right here. The code's right here. If you're watching on TikTok, head on over to Underdog. Use code TCO. Get your first deposit matched up to $1,000. We'll be doing another draft tomorrow. Download the app. Get ready because we'll be able to do another one tomorrow. But we got pick 5. We're going to be up on the clock here. Oh my God. Am I going to be able to get my first share of somebody new today? I'm kind of excited. I hope I'm able to get my first share of somebody new. Dang it! I wanted Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm gonna take. This is so difficult. I'm gonna say. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna take Puka Nacua. Listen, man, I got Puka Nacua as my wide receiver 3, and I'm gonna stand on business. I'm gonna stand on business all day. Puka motherfucking Nacua. our first overall pick. I don't know if we drafted Puka Nacua in any of our leagues yet. I got big high hopes for Mr. Puka Nacua. Mike Ouchi, thank you for following. 2 a.m. week at. Thank you for following. QG Schwa, thank you for following. Camden, thank you for following. I am sweaty, hee. Thank you for following. If you're watching over on TikTok, head on over to Twitch at TCO Fantasy Show. If you follow over there, you will get a shout out. If you sub, you will get your name on this board. And yeah, we're doing a draft over there on Twitch, so you'll be able to watch it over there if you want. If you're watching on TikTok, it's better to go over there and watch it. But this is the earliest I've been so far at pick 105. I'm a little excited for the 2-3 because I'm going to have more names that I can grab there than usual. So I'm a little excited for that. Who's your QB1 for fantasy this season? I didn't finish my QB projections, but I believe it was Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to be the guy. I mean, how could he not be the guy? You know, I think it'd be silly to not project Josh Allen to be the QB1 in football this year. It's probably a stupid decision to not do that. So that's why we did that. That is why we did that. Dang, CMC falling. Who got CMC? Oh my God, what a pick. CMC at the 112, man. I was between Puka Nacua and CMC. Lately, I've been going in these underdog drafts just because you have to start, I believe it's 3 wide receivers, correct? You have to start, yeah, you were starting 3 wide receivers. So I've been going wide receiver a little bit more often in the first round lately just because you got to start 3 wide receivers. But CMC at pick 112, man, if you're sitting in your regular redraft league and you're sitting in a normal league where it's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a flex or 2 flexes, getting CMC at the 112 is the pick that could win you the league. And then being able to go back to back and take another guy there like a wide receiver, a Nico Collins, BTJ, Devon Achane. I mean, there's just so many good options there at the back of the first round. You know, I think the best place, I've said it before, the best place to be in your drafts this year is either at the very front or at the very back. You know, you either want to be at 1, 2, 3, or you want to be at 11 or 10, 11, 12. That's where you want to be. But we're about to be back up on the clock here at the 208. Jackson Smith and Jigba goes at the 207. I think that is a crazy reach over these other names. I think passing on Tyreek Hill, Lab McConkey, Brock Bat. I think you're passing on some crazy names here. I'm going to take Bucky Irving. I know people, you know, I don't know if how the people feel about Bucky Irving, but I'm a big Bucky guy. I got Bucky, you know, I'm going to drop that video tomorrow, my RB rankings for 2025, my top 10 running back rankings. But I got Bucky Irving pretty high up there. You know, I'm a big Bucky Irving guy. I got Bucky Irving as I think I got Bucky Irving as a top 5 running back. I got Bucky Irving, you know, I'm high. I am high on Bucky Irving, man. It is very high. I'm very high on Bucky Irving. I love me some Bucky. Oh, no. Trying to reconnect. Oh, shit. My TikTok got disconnected. I don't know what the fuck that was about. That was some crazy-ass noise that just played. What the hell? I don't know what the hell that was. That was weird. But, yeah. Would I take a QB later or take on the big names? The goal with the big names is I think you want to grab the last of the big names. You want to grab the last of the big names, you know. You don't want to be the first guy to take Josh Allen. You don't want to be the first guy to take Lamar Jackson. You want to be the guy who, you know, sits there in the 4th, 5th round and gets Joe Burrow or, not even Lamar Jackson, I'm sorry, Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts. Those are the guys you want back there. Where's Joe Burrow going? Look, Joe Burrow's going so late compared to the other guys. Joe Burrow's ADP compared to Josh Allen. Oh, I'm on the clock. Wow, Tyreek Hill's still available? I think I'd be crazy not to take Tyreek Hill. Ooh, but Trey McBride's also available. Ooh. It's 3 wide receiver. Let's go Tyreek Hill. I think I have Tyreek Hill as my wide receiver 4, you know, and in my world, that's an absolute steal. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with Tyreek Hill as, you know, the wide receiver 4. And, you know, I had Tyreek Hill high. I have Tyreek Hill really fucking high. I got Tyreek Hill high as balls. But it's okay. You know, I like Tyreek Hill. I like the Dolphins. The biggest thing that I like is that I think our defense is going to suck. I think the Miami Dolphins defense is really going to suck. I think it's going to be terrible. I think the secondary is probably the worst in the league. And I don't think that's an over-exaggeration whatsoever. I think our secondary is terrible. I think our defensive line is beat up. You know, Jalen Phillips goes down with an injury every single week. He's hurt all the time. Chop Robinson's cool. Bradley Chubb's cool. We don't really have a great defensive tackle. Kenneth Grant, actually, I take that back. Kenneth Grant has looked really good so far through training camp. Our defensive line is going to be good, but our secondary sucks. So I think teams are going to be able to beat us over top, which means high-scoring games, which means the Dolphins are going to have to score a lot of points. We're going to have to throw the ball a lot. And that's why I got Tyreek Hill so high. Tyreek Hill came out really well in my rankings. I don't know if he will finish that high. I mean, there's a high possibility he doesn't. But I got Tyreek Hill very, very high in my rankings. Very, very high in my rankings. So, yeah. Is Amon-Ra a reach at 5? Yeah. So, I'm surprised more people weren't talking about this. I didn't have Amon-Ra in my top 10 wide receivers, and I actually have Amon-Ra a little bit lower than, most people do, just because I think the Lions are due for some regression this season offensively. I think their defense is going to be significantly better than it was last year because everybody's going to be back and less hurt. You're going to have Aiden Hutchinson back. You're going to have the secondary back. Tyrion Arnold's a little hurt right now, but you're going to have a lot of guys back. And, I think that's going to hurt the offense. I also think Jamison Williams is going to hurt Amon-Ra too. I think Jamison Williams is going to take up a bigger role in, that offense as well. So I don't know. I also think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to catch more passes. There's a lot of different things that I think are working against Amon-Ra. Okay, so we got... I'm not going to take a running back here. We can grab another good receiver, like Terry McLaurin's still there. But Jaden Daniels, I think Jaden Daniels is the value here. I think taking Jaden Daniels in the 4th, I think this is the value. I think I got to take Daniels there in the 4th. I think that's where the value's at. I mean, Jaden Daniels, rushing QB, rushing upside. I don't have any stack with him, but hey, it's still, that rushing upside is, can't deny it. This is a good draft so far. I'm a fan of this team I got right now. Jaden Daniels, Bucky Irving, Puka Nacua, and Tyreek Hill in a 3 wide receiver, 2 running back. This is a 2 flex league. This is a 1 flex league, so not a 2 flex league, so a little bit different, but still, I think we're doing really good right now. I really like this team so far. I like what we got going on. Team looks good, not gonna lie. Yeah, this is one of my favorite teams I've drafted so far. I think I'm looking pretty nicey right now. Pretty nicey. Are we gonna be back up on the clock here shortly? Yeah, 5 picks away. Okay. How do I get to Don to? Where are we at here? Jaden. Oh, geez. Yeah, what are y'all saying? Thoughts on the trade rumors about Tyreek and McLaurin? I put it in the, what's the Twitch? The Twitch is TCO Fantasy Show. Same exact thing as the TikTok. I put the Tyreek and McLaurin thing in the daily news update. It's kind of just a rumor. It's kind of just a rumor that the two sides are talking. I doubt that trade is actually going to go through. I actually highly doubt that a trade like that is going to happen just because I don't know why the Dolphins would trade Tyreek Hill this late into training camp for a guy who's like a very similar age, and they're gonna have to give up picks to get him. I mean, I don't think that's something they would do. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that trade will end up happening. But if there was a team I had to guess right now, the 2 teams I would say who are most likely to trade for Terry McLaurin are definitely the Patriots and the Steelers. Terry McLaurin's still on the board here, guys. I think I'm going to take advantage of that. I think that's kind of crazy. I think odds are the Terry McLaurin extension probably gets figured out. And, I'll gladly take the risk on Terry McLaurin there. I think y'all are crazy for letting Terry McLaurin fall to the 5th. Like even if he does get traded, he's still going to be, I think he'll still be a top wide receiver. The only problem there with taking Terry McLaurin in the 5th is that, yes, there have been some rumors that he's might be willing to sit out for the entire season. And that could be a problem. That could definitely be an issue. But I just got a stack in the 4th, 5th round. I just got a Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin stack. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that. I'll buy the dip. What's the worst that could happen? Puka Nacua, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Bucky Irving, Jaden Daniels. Wow. I'm a fan of my team so far. We got a good squad. They're just going to have the same outcome as what happened with Myles Garrett. Yeah, it's possible. Kyle Pitts. Terry got traded for Jalen Waddle. Yeah, I bet he did. I bet he definitely did, yeah. Strange. Patriots wide receiver Matt Collins says his shirt is functional because the bottom of his shirt dries faster and allows him to dry. Okay. Matt Collins is a character, man. Matt Collins is a character. Do you think there's a chance Micah goes to the Seahawks? I think there's 0 chance Micah goes to the Seahawks. I would say there's a bigger chance that Micah gets re-signed. I'm always going to give that the say that these guys are going to get re-signed. Am I happy with the Zach Sealer 3-year extension? Yeah, man. Zach Sealer deserved an extension. You know, he's a big part of that Dolphins offense. Funny guy, man. Lived in an RV for a good portion of his time with the Miami Dolphins. Just bought a house recently, not too far from where I'm at. Yeah, we love Zach Sealer in Miami. Big Zach Sealer guys over here. Is Burrow the best QB in the league? No. I would say it's a tie between Lamar and Josh Allen talent-wise at the moment. Do you think Micah would have a chance to go to the Bears? I would say no. I would say that's a little far-fetched. What are we looking at here? Tight ends. Sam Laporta, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram. I'm not loving any of these tight ends. Yeah, I'm not loving anything at the tight end position. QB, Baker Mayfield. I already got a QB. I don't need a QB. Running backs, RJ Harvey, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Isaiah Pacheco, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard. Yeah, I'm not loving what I'm seeing here at the positions. Yeah, this is where, you know, you got to have your stuff. You got to have your first 5 picks in order. If you don't got your first 5 picks in order, shit's going to start hitting the fan. That's you got to have your stuff. Where do you have Dak Prescott at on a tier list? I would say there's S tier, A tier, and then I would have Dak Prescott as one of the first guys in the B tier. That's what I would say. I'd say, you know, I should do a tier list of quarterbacks. That'd be a fun YouTube video. I should do that. Wide receivers. Yeah, I'm not loving any of the wide receiver values at this position. Somebody took DeAndre Swift. I hate you. RJ Harvey's still available. We have no shares of RJ Harvey. We could grab RJ Harvey here. That could be interesting. Isaiah Pacheco could be interesting. David Montgomery's not interesting. RJ Harvey is at the top of the board. I don't love anybody else. I think I'm going to take RJ Harvey. I haven't taken RJ Harvey in anything yet. I don't really know anybody. I haven't really looked into the Broncos running backs recently over the past couple days. Any news at a training camp about anybody from Denver know about what's going on with RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, and Jaleel McLaughlin? Last time I heard Jaleel McLaughlin was getting a little bit more work than we wanted. But we take RJ Harvey here in the 6th. That's the first time I've drafted him this season, so maybe he's good. Who knows? Maybe RJ Harvey's good. I'm not a big RJ Harvey guy. Who of these 3 odds of the Micah? How are the Rams doing? No, anybody know anything about Mr. RJ Harvey? No RJ Harvey news out there? Nobody got anything to say about RJ Harvey? No RJ Harvey lovers out there? No RJ Harvey lovers? Where are my RJ Harvey lovers at? Bucky RJ Harvey. That's interesting. Spicy and gross. Do you think the Seattle will be good next year? You know, my opinion on Seattle has changed a lot over the weekend. I listened to a lot of different things over the weekend. You know, I took some time, went to the beach, listened to a few things, and man, I'm a lot more out on the Seahawks now than I was before. That's for sure. I'm definitely a lot more out on the Seahawks. A lot more in on the Rams. A lot more in on the Niners. A lot in on the Niners. I'm very much in on the Niners. TCO, what are you drafting on? Underdog Fantasy, where you can use code TCO to get your first deposit matched up to $1,000. Go use it. We need another. Let's see. We need to start looking for. Do I take one of these running backs here? I like Isaiah Pacheco. I like David Montgomery. These guys are going to get me points. Isaiah Pacheco was really bad last year. Let's take David Montgomery. I haven't taken David Montgomery. I can't say I've taken David Montgomery in anything yet. You know, David Montgomery's getting a little old, and yes, Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely handling the front load of that work. But if Monty, there's always going to be a role for David Montgomery in the Lions offense, I feel. And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's not a truthful thing, but I love some David Montgomery. And I haven't taken him yet this year. So this is a draft. This is a draft where we're taking a lot of guys we haven't taken yet this year. You know, I don't think I've gotten Jaden Daniels in many leagues, maybe one. Bucky Irving, I think I have in 1 or 2. RJ Harvey, I have in none. This is the first time I've drafted RJ Harvey. David Montgomery, first time I've drafted him. Puka Nacua, first time I've drafted him. Took him in the first. Tyreek Hill, I haven't gotten Tyreek Hill yet this year either, so we're grabbing him. I got a few shares of Terry McLaurin, but we got him as well. And yeah, at least now we got 3 running backs, 3 receivers. Now we can kind of free up what we're gonna do here. Now we can do kind of whatever we want. We can go whatever direction we feel like. Pacheco was injured. Yes, Pacheco was injured, but I don't know. He's been back. He's at camp. He's participating. He's doing what he does. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm in on Isaiah Pacheco quite yet. I haven't quite decided, but we're gonna find out here shortly. Well, I didn't draft him, so I guess I'm not in on him. Do you think it's possible for the Broncos to win their division? Yeah. I mean, no. Yeah, no. Probably not. I mean, I would probably bet against it. I would probably say that, the Chiefs are always going to win the AFC West. Is that really like something we're going to go over here? I think they always win. I don't think there's really a question about that. There's a chance, but I don't know. I have a bit too many receivers right now. What's your team, Pixel Fishburger? Let's see. Are you on here? What's your team? What team are you? Would you do this trade? I get the 103 and the 503, give up the 201, the 310, and the 510. I hate people who trade their picks. I think trading your picks in the trading your picks in redraft is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I think it's so dumb. That's just my opinion. I think it's the stupidest thing. Hate it. 100% against it. Jordan Addison will have a few good weeks. I think Jordan Addison might be the pick here. I'm going to take Jordan Addison. Yeah, I know Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison's 100% going to have to deal with some form of suspension, but when he gets back, him and J.J. McCarthy got a good connection. So we grab Addison. Give us some flex play, hopefully. That's the hope. Get us some Jordan Addison. We love Jordan Addison over here. We're big Jordan Addison fans. I've always liked Jordan Addison. JRK, let's look what he's got going on over there in JRK town. Where are you at, JRK? Kyler, A-Chain, Kyron. I love what you got right there. BTJ, DJ Moore, Xavier Worthy, and just went away. Yeah, you got a lot of receivers, but they're good receivers, and you got a lot of good running backs. So, you can't be mad about what you got there. Yeah. He's a good player. Bro, when is Rice suspension going to be announced? A great question. I want to know, too. I want to know the answer to that one as well. I want to know when Rashee Rice is going to get suspended. I want to know what's going to happen. I feel like it's crazy that, nobody's talking about it. I think that's just a little absurd. I think it's a little absurd that nobody's talking about it. I haven't heard anything about it. And that he's fully at training camp participating after frickin' crashing a car into people. It's ridiculous what he did. And I feel like it's not being... I feel like it's being what's the word? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. But I feel like people just aren't talking about it enough. I feel like they should be. I don't really know what's going on there with Rashee Rice. A little silly. I don't quite understand. Lad at 211. Thoughts? Yeah, I would love to get Lad McConkey at the 211. That's a great pick. Because he can serve his jail time at any point within the next 5 years. Yes, that's true. But still, I'm on the clock. Holy fuck. Mark Andrews is still there. We're going in the 9th round, and Mark Andrews is still there. I'll take Andrews. I'll bite. You zig, I'll zag. I'll take our Andrews if you're going to give me him in the 9th round. I swear, I didn't want to take Mark Andrews because I've been taking Mark Andrews in every single one of these drafts. But the thing is, I've been taking Mark Andrews in the 6th, 7th, 8th round. If I can get him in the 9th, I got to take that value. It's good value. I got to take that. I've been taking Mark Andrews a little too early, but look at this team now. Now I got Puka, Reek, Terry, Addison, Andrews. This is a good team. This is a very good team. We need to start looking for some help at the running back position. Maybe some help at the quarterback position as well. I don't know. Maybe another receiver. Because Jordan Addison is, Jordan Addison's dealing with suspension. And suspension is a problem. 6'7". How bad does the Mooney injury scare you? Very much so. I don't like to draft. Let's see. Have I drafted any players here who are dealing with an injury in training camp? Not really. I mean, yeah, what's his face? Terry McLaurin, but I don't think Terry McLaurin's really dealing with an injury. I think he's just dealing with a bad case of I need a new contract. Yeah, none of these guys are really dealing with injuries. I like to stay, like, if I can stay away from all of the people who have injuries in training camp, I do. You know, sometimes you have no choice, like Marvin Harrison Jr., he's been out a few days with an injury. Sometimes you have no choice because, you know, we all love MHJ. We all want to draft MHJ. And sometimes you got to take your guys. But a lot of the time, I'm gonna try my best to not draft the guys who are hurt in camp. Like right now, who just got hurt today? Who's got hurt today? Isaac Guerrero got hurt. That's a bad injury. That is a bad injury for anybody who plans on drafting CMC because now there's uncertainty behind your Christian McCaffrey guy, especially with Isaac Guerrero being down for 4 weeks. Definitely a scary thing there. You cannot, if you guys want to join a fantasy league with me, you cannot join today. We filled this league up, but feel free tomorrow at 5 p.m. to try and get into another league with me. We're going to be going live same time, 5 p.m. on TikTok and Twitch. Instagram wasn't working today, but we're going to definitely be going live on those. And use code TCO on Underdog. Go download the Underdog app. That's where we're going to be drafting. Get ahead of the game. Go download it and take care of that. But right now we're going into round 10. About to be up on the clock. We need, I see a few guys I want here. I see a few things that are interesting to me. What's going on with the running back position? Let's see. Travis Etienne, Quinshon Judkins, Ramondre, Javonte, Bashal Tootin, Ray Davis. I'd rather go wide receiver, but I'm not loving what I'm seeing here at the wide receiver position. You know, I'm not loving, I think we can get the same like value of guys in the next round. So I feel like the value here is at running back, and I feel like we got to go, I think we're going to go Quinshon Judkins. I'm a little scared because he's been absent at a camp, and I've been really investing in him. I'm a little scared. That might not be a good idea. He's still unsigned. He hasn't been at camp. I might regret that decision, but sometimes you got to take a chance, and Judkins obviously has the highest upside on the board right now, and that's the way we go. That's the way we decide to go. I don't know how that's going to end up turning out once it goes, but I don't know. Hey, man, I'm going to head out. Got to go do some things. Have fun. How do I feel about the Zach Allen extension? It's a good signing, man. He was very good last year for the Broncos. Very good. I like it for them. It was cheap, too. It wasn't fairly expensive. 18 rounds is crazy. Yeah, it's 18 rounds. But you got to remember, 18 rounds, it's 18 rounds because you're drafting this team once and you're never looking at it again over on Underdog. That's what's happening with best ball. You know, you're drafting a lot of depth. That's kind of the thing. That's the big thing you're drafting here. Yeah, let's see. We're gonna have to find some more value here. I hope I can get that guy. I hope Jay Rudy doesn't take him. I'll take a few of these guys. I don't care. There's a lot of good names here I like. I don't mind taking any of these names. Damn you, bro. I wanted Javonte Williams. Ugh, I wanted Javonte Williams. I had a whole spiel. I had a whole thing I was going to talk about him. Let's take Ramondre. I haven't taken Ramondre in any league. Like, people forget. Yes, everybody loves Travion. Everybody loves Travion Henderson. Don't get me wrong. Everybody loves him. But Ramondre Stevenson's still on the team. They just gave him an extension. Obviously it wasn't Mike Vrabel who gave him the extension, but still, Ramondre Stevenson's on the team, and maybe you see him get traded. Maybe a big running back injury happens, and you see Ramondre get traded to another team. You know, Ramondre definitely has some fantasy upside in the 11th round. I'm definitely grabbing Ramondre in the 11th round. I don't mind that whatsoever. Yeah, I don't mind that whatsoever. That's a good pick. I don't mind that. So right now, we have a very interesting team. We got Jaden Daniels at the helm. Big upside there at our QB position. We got Bucky Irving as our RB1, RJ Harvey, David Montgomery, Quinshon Judkins, Ramondre Stevenson. Hopefully we can find some points there with that RB position. Then at wide receiver, we got Puka Nacua, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison. A little bit of upside there, a little bit of other stuff. You know, we got to find some more receivers, and then at tight end we got Mark Andrews. So it's not bad, not bad, not bad. We're gonna start looking for some upside though. Now that's our goal. Now is to find the upside. Our goal now is to find the upside. Will the Bills win the Super Bowl? Probably not. They haven't won yet. I don't know why they would win one now. I don't see any reason why they would, but hey, maybe they will. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I see a couple guys here I like. I'm 8 picks away, though. I doubt that the guys I want are going to be available by the time I get back up on the clock. Christian Kirk goes. Jordan Love goes at the beginning of the 12th round. We got 18 more rounds. Well, not 18 more. We got 7 more rounds. And, yeah, we're almost done here with this draft. I'm begging for my guy to fall, please. Yeah, man, that's how this works. That's fantasy football right there summed up in a sentence. I am begging for my guy to fall. Ain't that the truth? Brandon Ayuk goes. Kyle Pitts goes in the 12th round. Are we taking Kyle Pitts? You know, are we taking Kyle Pitts? The water was speaking to me at the beach, man. The water was speaking to me. It was saying, take Kyle Pitts. Are we taking Kyle Pitts? Let me get some Pitts in the chat if we're taking Kyle Pitts. Get some Pitts. No, who took Kyle Pitts? Everybody wants some Kyle Pitts, man. Blake Corum goes. That's a crazy pick. No, who took Pitts? Pitts? No Pitts. Bijan or Gibbs? Bijan. I used to say Gibbs. I've changed my mind. Dang it. I wanted Rashid Shaheed to make it to me. Ugh, I wanted Rashid Shaheed. What a great high upside pick here. Hey, Jay Mooney. Thank you for the subs. Oh, my God. 5 subs. Thank you for the subs, Jay Mooney. WJ Mooney in the chat. Oh, wait. I can't write that in black. Sorry. It was in blue. Forgot. WJ Mooney, thank you so much for the subs. Oh my God, clap it up for Jay Mooney. WJ Mooney, man. WJ Mooney, yeah, hell yeah. Thanks, Jay Mooney. Appreciate that. We're back up on the clock here. I'm not loving any of these names. Ooh, Xavier Leggett's interesting. Demario Douglas is interesting, but we're looking for upside. I think the guy who has the highest upside here, the guy who could have the highest upside week, probably Hollywood Brown. I think that's fair. Jay Mooney, I appreciate the sub so much. Thank you so much. I'm going crazy with fantasy research right now, lol. Yeah, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Thanks, Jay Mooney. Going on the board. Jay Mooney. On the board, Jay Mooney. Shots. No, we are not taking any shots. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. That is wild. No. But thank you so much for the subs, Jay Mooney. Oh, who did we just draft? Who did I just draft? I just drafted Hollywood. Man, I love Hollywood Brown. I've been picking Hollywood Brown in a lot of my leagues just because, you know, we don't know how long Rashee Rice is going to get suspended. Xavier Worthy just got hurt. Kyle Pitts is poised for a huge year with 20 touchdowns. I mean, whatever you say, boss man. I'm totally expecting that, you know, 500 yards, 5 touchdown season out of Kyle Pitts. But, you know, it's good to draft him. I haven't drafted him in any league yet. I haven't taken him in anything. Not a damn league. Not a single one. Should I go running back again? I feel like the running back position's kind of weakening. I think we're going to stop on running backs. Probably should go a different way here. Probably should go wide receiver, honestly. But I'm not loving any of the wide receivers at this point. Wandale is interesting. I mean, Adam Thielen could have a big week every now and then. That's not crazy. Quentin Johnston could have a big week, I guess. I mean, I'm not a big Quentin Johnston guy, but, you know, he did have a couple touchdowns last season. Let's take Quentin Johnston. I haven't taken Quentin Johnston in anything, you know. Once upon a time, I was preaching that Quentin Johnston was going to be better than Zay Flowers. So, look at how that turned out, man. Jeez. But hey, we just drafted Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston coming on over to the team. Is a Bijan Is a Bijan London pair a bad thing? I'm not trying to pair Bijan Robinson with Drake London. I wouldn't do that personally. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to do that with any team just because you limit your upside. You know, grabbing Jahmyr Gibbs and then grabbing Amon-Ra, or grabbing Saquon Barkley and then A.J. Brown, or grabbing Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams. I don't think it's a good idea to fully corner an offense unless it's like a really, really, really good high-powered offense, like, I don't know, like the Bengals maybe, where you can get like where they every week they're gonna need Jamar Chase and Chase Brown to, you know, go at it every single week. And then I also think it's a great idea to go with the stacks. What do I think of the Burrow Chase stack? It's the best stack in all of fantasy football, is what I think. I don't think there's a single stack out there better than Chase and Burrow. You know, a couple other good stacks you can get. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown is a good stack. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin should have been a good stack, but shit, man, it's not working out. You can always go with the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce stack. That stack is extremely cheap this year, much cheaper than it usually is. I don't mind going that way. What's another fun stack? Josh Allen has no stack, can't do anything there. Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze is a cheap stack. I don't really want to touch it, but it is a cheap stack to if you want it. You know, maybe in a best ball draft. The best, I'll tell you right now, the best cheap stack that you can get that's, you know, fairly cheap if you don't consider both of the guys' prices, like, I would say it's probably the Cowboys. That's probably the highest upside, cheapest stack that you can get. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. You know, obviously CeeDee Lamb is a first-round pick, but you're not taking Dak Prescott until the 10th, 11th. And then if you want to really make it the cheapest stack in all of football, which I think is going to be a great, great, great stack, George Pickens and Dak Prescott. That's another great way to go as well. I wouldn't mind doing either one of those. I'm perfectly fine with both of those. The chemistry is there. Hype chest. What's a hype chest? Open hype chest? What does this do? Open? Rewards. Good one emote. Okay. I don't know what that does. Hype chest on the way? What does that even mean? What's a hype chest? I don't use Twitch like that. What the hell is a hype chest? Okay, we need another quarterback here. I think I might take Matthew Stafford just because Matthew Stafford can get you a good week every now and then. You know, when you got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, I also just got a stack, weirdly enough. I got Puka Nacua, got Matthew Stafford. But when you got those guys, you should be able to, you know, put up at least one big week sometime during the year. But we grabbed Stafford here in the 14th. You know, in these later rounds, we're just looking for guys. In these later rounds in your drafts, you know, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 in best ball drafts, you're just looking for guys who are going to be able to put up one good week. You know, guys who have the upside to put up a 20-point week when it comes to running back, wide receiver, and tight end. And then quarterbacks who can put up a 30, 35-point week. You know, Matthew Stafford could go out there and throw 3-4 touchdowns in a game. Is he going to do it every week? No. But are there 2 times during the season he might do it? Yeah. Yeah, there's a chance of that. So that's why we do that. Will Shipley in the 14th. Not a good pick. Not a good pick. I'm not taking Will Shipley in the 14th. That's a bad decision. Roshan Johnson. Now, that's a good pick. I'd rather take Roshan because DeAndre Swift goes down. Roshan's the man. Isn't Judkins going to be suspended or something? Probably. High possibility that Quinshon Judkins is suspended. I like these rookie tight ends. Mason Taylor. Played football with Mason Taylor back in the day. Elijah Arroyo, another good rookie tight end I wouldn't mind grabbing. Trying to see what other names down here. Harold Fannin is somebody who could potentially be good. Terrence Ferguson could potentially be good. We're going to probably grab... Oh, I'm probably going to grab Hunter Henry in this case. Ooh, but Tyler Algier's on the board. Ooh, I have no choice. I'm sorry. I got to take Tyler Algier. I don't know how y'all let Tyler Algier fall to the 15th. Tyler Algier is a... Bijan goes down. That is a clear replacement. Like, Tyler Algier is a top 15 running back if Bijan Robinson gets hurt. Tyler Algier almost was a top 15 running back before they drafted Bijan Robinson. So taking Tyler Algier in the 15th, that's a high upside pick. You know, you need something to happen for a lot of these guys to, be good. But Tyler Algier has a clear path. Bijan Robinson might want to go on a very long vacation from football, and Tyler Algier is going to be the guy who freaking benefits from that. Arthur Smith loved that guy. Yes, he did, man. And Tyler Algier was good. I thought Tyler Algier was going to be the next, big thing. And then they drafted Bijan, which, and then Tyler Algier's been stealing carries from Bijan ever since. But I don't mind it. Tyler Algier can fall in that end zone one week and give you 17 points. Tyler Algier, fucking 1 week will come. Bijan leaves in the first half, and Tyler Algier goes out there, gets 13, 14, 15 carries, a touchdown, and 6 receptions. That's a good week. That's a week that wins you a week in best ball. That's a good pick, especially as your 6th running back. It's a great depth piece in best ball. I don't know if I'm drafting him in a redraft league, but in best ball, I like that. I like that a lot. I was going to go Hunter Henry there. That was the other guy I was looking at. Somebody takes Mason Taylor. Woody Marks goes. I was going to take Hunter Henry there. That was my other guy I was thinking about. I've heard from a couple channels he's looking good. Who? Bucky or Chase Brown? I want Bucky Irving over Chase Brown. I have Bucky Irving very high in my rankings this year. I can't wait. To tell you guys my running back rankings tomorrow. You thought my wide receiver rankings were bad. Wait till you see my running back rankings. Yeah. Fade CMC? No. Draft CMC. We love CMC. Draft as much CMC as you can. I think I'm going to take Chigakonkwo. Here, I really like what Cam Ward's been putting up in training camp. I think Chig can, definitely help him. How do you fucking spell Okonkwo? I spelled that wrong. Okonkwo. Well, I got a fun team so far. This is definitely we're definitely learning here. I would say my teams that I've drafted, the last 3 teams that I've drafted, have been better than the first 3 teams I drafted. We're definitely learning a little bit in these best ball drafts. You just got to keep doing them. I've done, let's see, this is 1. We did 4, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was 3, so that's 4. I think we did another 3 drafts on, how many drafts did we do that night? I think we did 4 or 5 that night. So we've probably done 8 drafts so far. I'm going to go through it and look later at how many drafts we did. And then I'm going to write it down for tomorrow's stream so that I can, we'll start counting how many drafts we did. I think that'll be a fun thing to do. But we're almost done here. If you didn't get into today's league, don't worry. You can get into tomorrow's league. We're going to be going live again at 5 p.m. unless... I don't even know. We're going to be going, has Underdog opened up the private drafts? No, I'm going to send another email today. I'm going to see if we can look into that. What was I saying? I'm sorry. We are doing another draft tomorrow at 5 p.m. Be here. We're going to be doing it over on Underdog. So if you want to get ahead of the game, go use code TCO on Underdog and get yourself set up over there now. We are coming up on the end of this draft. We have 6 running backs, 6 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. I want another tight end to have a little bit more security at that position. I think I'm going to take the Muth. I don't know why I wouldn't take the Muth. I don't know. The Muth always provides some form of, help. I love the Friar Muth. Let's take the Friar Muth back here. I understand they have Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington, but I do love me some Pat Friar Muth. What was I going to say? But yeah, if you didn't get into today's league, don't worry. You can join up again tomorrow. Just go download the Underdog app and make sure you're signed up and ready to go over there. Use code TCO because that way you're going to get your first deposit matched up to $1,000. If you put in 20, they're going to give you 20. If you put in 100, they're going to give you 100. And they're going to give you a free pick. So head on over there, use code TCO, And yeah, that's it. If you go ahead and do that, you should be able to join tomorrow's league. We're going to be going live again at 5 p.m. And I'm excited, yeah. So be here at 5 p.m. If you're here at 5 p.m., you will likely get in a league. If you forget, don't worry. We'll go live again on Wednesday. And if you don't get in that day, don't worry. We'll go live again on Thursday. Or Tuesday, I'm sorry, right? I don't even know. So many days of the week. We're going live every single time. And we're coming up on our last round, last pick here. We're going to rate some teams, and then we're going to get out of here. We got one more pick in 9 picks. Micah to the Bears. Yeah, you wish. Shedeur Sanders avoids the pressure and throws an absolute dart in between multiple defenders. Lions corner Ennis Rakestraw last year suffered a shoulder injury on Saturday. Dan Campbell said he'll be out a while. That sucks. I really like Ennis Rakestraw. Why the Falcons see elements of Matthew Stafford and Michael Penix Jr. That's weird. Weird comp. Weird comp. But we're going to be back up on the clock here. 3 picks. Here we go. Last pick of the draft. Probably should take a receiver with this last pick. Let's see. Who's got some upside here? A.D. Mitchell's got some upside. Elijah Moore's got some upside. Let's see. Jermaine Burton's got some upside. I like Jermaine Burton. I think Jermaine Burton can fall in the end zone. I think that might be the best pick. Keandre Lambert-Smith is fun, but I'm not going to get too crazy there. TeSlaw is a fun pick, but I don't really want to go that direction. I'm a little scared to go that direction. Josh Reynolds. Let's take Josh Reynolds. People don't realize this. Josh Reynolds is the wide receiver 2 on the Jets right now. I don't know why anybody hasn't realized that yet. I think they very quickly will when they need a flex play come week 4 because somebody got hurt on your team. You're going to very quickly realize that Josh Reynolds is the wide receiver 2 over in New York. But hey, rate this team, ladies and gentlemen. Rate this team. Here's what we got. We've got Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford at quarterback. Would I have liked to have a third quarterback? Yeah, but it's okay. I think we can make it with those 2. I think we'll be fine. I wanted to grab a few more wide receivers in this draft. But then at running back, we got Bucky Irving, R.J. Harvey, David Montgomery, Quinshon Judkins, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyler Algier, Puka Nacua, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison, Hollywood Brown, Quentin Johnston, Josh Reynolds, Mark Andrews, Chika Okonkwo, Pat Freiermuth. What would you give that team on a scale of A to F? What would you give that team? I think this is one of the better teams I've drafted so far. I think this team is very much tailored to what we need to get done in best ball. So I really like this team. I'm a fan of what we did here. Give me some ratings. B-, solid B. Okay. Rather have Aaron Jones or Etienne? Okay, that's a question. I'd rather have Aaron Jones. Yeah. Okay, B+. Who wants me to rate their team? Whose team's out there? Rate JRK. Let's look at JRK real quick. JRK finishes up with Kyler Murray, Michael Penix, Shedeur. I don't think the Shedeur pick is necessary. I think you should have just taken Kyle and Michael Penix and called it a day. I don't think you need Shedeur. I don't think he'll ever start. And even if he does, I don't think it's going to be fantasy relevant. I don't think there will be any time where he will be relevant to your team. Running back, you got Devon Achane, Kyron Williams, Tyjae Spears, Ray Davis, Austin Eckler. I like these last 3. Tyjae has been tearing it up at training camp. Ray Davis, if James Cook doesn't want to play, Ray Davis comes right in and does his thing. Austin Eckler is Austin Eckler will get play. There will be a week where he does good. And Achane and Kyron are great duo right there. Wide receiver, you got BTJ, DJ Moore, Xavier Worthy, Emeka Egbuka, Jacoby Myers, Pat Bryant, Wan'Dale Robinson. This is a 3-wide receiver league, and I think you might lack a little bit of upside with some of these guys. I love BTJ, but DJ Moore, Xavier Worthy, Emeka Egbuka, Jacoby Myers, Pat Bryant, Wan'Dale Robinson, there's definitely some question marks there. And then finally, at tight end, you got all the question marks. Colston Loveland, Kyle Pitts, Noah Gray. You got question mark city over there. I'm giving this team a flat B. Who else wants me to rate their team? Can you do B Scruggs? Yes, I can. Let's do B Scruggs. Where is Mr. Scruggs? Where is B Scruggs? Here he is. Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson. Great job. All 3 of those guys will, hopefully one will give you a good week every week. Did you take them a little early? 90? Yeah, a little bit, but hey, what are you going to do? Running back, JT, James Conner, Aaron Jones, Tank Bigsby, Jerome Ford. I like this. This is simple. It's going to work. JT puts up a lot of points. James Conner has a really easy schedule to start the season. Aaron Jones is the workhorse back in that backfield. They are a little old, these two. But then you got Tank Bigsby and Jerome Ford to fall back on. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. Wide receiver, you get Nico Collins, Tedero McMillan, Jalen Waddle, Khalil Shakir, Kyle Williams, Jack Betch, Diami Brown. Love Nico. He could be the wide receiver 1. Love Tet. He can't be the wide receiver 1, but he can finish top 15. You know, there's definitely a world where he does that. Jalen Waddle has high upside every week. Love that pick. Khalil Shakir's hurt. He's hurt, not practicing, going to miss a couple weeks. I believe he's dealing with a high ankle sprain. I am not picking Khalil Shakir in any of my leagues anymore. I believe he's dealing with a high ankle sprain. Don't quote me on that. He's dealing with some type of injury, and it's not good. I'm not drafting him in any of my leagues anymore. Kyle Williams lacks some upside. I don't think he'll ever put up a big week. Jack Betch lacks upside. Diami Brown, all these guys lack upside. Whoa, what the hell? What the hell? Jeez. TikTok just started geeking. Okay, what else? So, Trey McBride, Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson. Love the tight ends. This is a B+. This is a B+ team. I like this team. McDan. Jalen Hurts, T-Law, Anthony Richardson. I love Jalen Hurts. I like T-Law. I like Anthony Richardson. I think this is a really good quarterback room. I'm sorry. Running backs, Bijan, Brian. Jesus, you got both of the freaking B-Robs here. Jordan Mason, Rashad White, Roshan Johnson. Rashad White, Roshan Johnson, Jordan Mason. You know, just some hoping that one of your other 2 running backs don't go down. So that's the thing there. It's a little interesting. T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Jaden Higgins, Cedric Tillman, Keenan Allen. I like T. Higgins, high upside, low floor. Devontae Adams is the same exact thing, high upside, low floor. George Pickens is the same exact thing. You should be able, something should work here, you know. I like what we got going on here with the high upside, low floor players. Like, these guys are either going to put up 20 or they're going to put up 0. Chris Olave, 20 or 0. Jaden Higgins is going to be a guy who's not going to do that. Cedric Tillman's a great pick at 143. Fantastic pick. And then Keenan Allen, who isn't even on a team yet. And then David Njoku, Jonnu Smith, Chavion Sanders. I definitely think this is a little weak, but I like David Njoku. This is a B. I like your quarterbacks. They're a B. No, your quarterbacks could be an A-. Your running backs are probably a B-. So now you're at about a B. Your wide receivers are high upside, low floor. So that's probably like a B. So, yeah, it's probably a B team. I think that's just a safe way to go, is to say call people's teams a B. But a lot of the time, that it's hard to draft a really terrible team in one of these leagues. You really gotta be an idiot to draft a terrible team. Who else? Did I rate everybody? Anybody else want their team rated? Let me know. Or forever hold your peace. Can I look at Old Bay? Yes, I can. Old Bay. Let's see. Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams. I hate that. Justin Herbert lacks upside. Caleb Williams, I don't think Caleb Williams is good. Saquon, Zach Charbonnet, Rico Dowdle, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Justice Hill. After Saquon Barkley, you're screwed. If Saquon Barkley gets hurt, you're done. You automatically lose the league if Saquon Barkley gets hurt. There's not even a question. So I don't like that either. Wide receivers, oh boy, did you reach on JSN. But you got JSN, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Deebo Samuel, Chris Godwin, Rashad Bateman, Marvin Mims, Calvin Austin. JSN, I'm not as convinced about JSN anymore. I'm not as convinced anymore, man. I don't know. I feel like I've been messing up saying that Sam Darnold is just as good as Geno Smith. I feel like that was a fuck up on my part. I don't know if I think that might have been a mess up. But I do like Garrett Wilson, even though I do have him pretty low in my rankings because Justin Fields is not that great of a quarterback. Calvin Ridley might be your best wide receiver come end of the day. Calvin Ridley might be one of your best picks. Same thing with Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel came out really high in my rankings. I love Deebo Samuel. He's my guy for me this year. Chris Godwin could be good once he comes back from his injury. Rashad Bateman's high upside. Marvin Mims is high upside. Calvin Austin is just throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. TJ Hawkinson is fun. I like TJ Hawkinson. You know, him and JJ McCarthy got a good connection, so I like that. And then Cade Otton, who's currently dealing with an injury. So not a bad team. I'd give it a B-, maybe a C+. I hate your QBs, hate the running back room. C+. I started the JSN hype. I know, man. I started the JSN hype, but over the weekend, man, I've been slowly backing out a little bit. It's bad. It's really bad. Really bad. Ugh. What else? Anybody else got any teams they want me to rate? Keep sleeping. What's good? Draft TCO. Good draft TCO. Hopefully I take your money. Real. Check out my team. What's your team name? Let me know what your team name was. Let me know what your team name was. Can I do this one? Okay. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. I like Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold's a good backup. It's not terrible. That's a B+, A-esque thing right there. Ashton Genty, Breece Hall, Cam Scatterboo, Jadon Blue, Isaac Guerrendo, Kareem Hunt. Jadon Blue, these three mean nothing to me. I like Ashton Genty, high upside, but he's a rookie. Breece Hall, I hate Breece Hall. I don't want to draft Breece Hall in any of my leagues. Cam Scatterboo I've been really liking, but now he's hurt. So it's like, fuck. Like, you got a bunch of running backs here who are hurt. Isaac Guerendo, Cam Scatterboo, all hurt. Amon-Ra, I like Amon-Ra, but I am expecting some regression from him. Mike Evans is always a fun upside guy. Roma Dunze is a fun upside guy. Juwan Jennings is a fun guy. Josh Downs, I like your wide receiver room. This is a good wide receiver room. Tyler Lockett at the end, great pick. And then tight end, I love the Travis Kelce pick. Travis Kelce is definitely a my guy for me. I think that's a great pick. Isaiah Likely, Hunter Henry. I think that's a good tight end room. Damn, I haven't seen anybody's team where I'm like, I want to give you an A. I want to just give everybody a B. I don't feel like any of these teams really wowed me, and I haven't wanted to, give anybody an A. I'm going to have to give you like I guess a B. I guess a B. I'm not going to give you a B+. I might give you a B-, if anything. Let's do Ferda and get out of here. Josh Allen, Drake May, Tua, and Cam Ward. Oh my goodness, four quarterbacks. Bad decision. We do not draft 4 quarterbacks. You don't need 4 quarterbacks. You can only start 1. And Josh Allen likely isn't going to get hurt. So you just wasted 3 picks, in my opinion. This was really silly. I would not have done this. This was a bad decision. Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Joe Mixon, Bashal Tootin. Kenneth Walker's hurt. DeAndre Swift has a history of getting hurt. Joe Mixon is hurt. And Bashal Tootin's currently the RB3. So I don't really know what the plan is here. I don't really know what the thought process was here. This is bad. Okay. Wide receivers. Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, J-Mo, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen Noel, Darius Slayton, and then tight end, you got Tucker Kraft and Mike Gesicki. The only redeeming quality of this team is your wide receiver position. Other than that, I hate your running backs. I think this is a terrible, terrible running back room, to put it lightly, a terrible running back room. I think you didn't need to draft 4 quarterbacks. I think that's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anybody draft 4 quarterbacks so far in the entire time I've done this. And I like Tucker Kraft and I like Mike Gesicki. So this is what I got to say to this. This is a D. This is a D team. I'm sorry. This team gets a big fat D. This team gets a big fat D-I-H, a big fat D. That's a big fat D. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like your team. But hey, I like you, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Don't draft 4 quarterbacks, ladies and gentlemen. There's no reason to draft 4 quarterbacks in any league you're in. Unless you're in a 2-quarterback league, then I guess it does make sense to draft 2 quarterbacks, or a super flex league. I guess it does make sense to draft 2 quarterbacks. But that's all we got for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching another stream. We are going to be back again tomorrow at 5 p.m. for another one of these, and we are going to be doing another draft. So if you want to get ahead of the game, head on over to Underdog, use code TCO, download the app. That way you're going to be able to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick, and you're going to be ready to go. So we'll be able to draft tomorrow with you, and that's it. Pretty simple. And that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for everybody who's watching over on Twitch. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your day.